Hi everyone, I hope all of you guys are doing well. So in today's class of answer writing, we are going to discuss one particular question. This is a geography question and I'm going to show you how you can use very effectively diagrams to make your answers look good and also to fetch extra 1 or 2 marks because of using such a diagram. Obviously you can't use a diagram in all the questions. You can only use in mostly in geography questions where there is a scope of drawing a map or a diagram. You can also try to use some sort of a diagram, maybe sometimes in history questions where you can use it in terms of making maps, and then maybe sometimes depending on the kind of the question that is asked, it is possible to use a diagram. Now before I go into the question, I want you to know that you should not spend more than 30 seconds to 1 minute in making a diagram. If you are making a diagram, it should not be that you are trying to make it so aesthetically pleasing that it takes you almost 2-3 minutes, because then you won't have that much time to write content for that particular question, because it is equally important that you write some good content for that question. Only diagram or flow chart or some visual representation is not going to get you good enough marks. All right, so let's go ahead into this question. Very simple question that is asked from geography. Troposphere is a very significant atmospheric layer that determines weather processes. How? This question is asking how troposphere is important in determining different kind of weather processes that are there in the world. This question is straight away asked from our geography syllabus that is there for UPSC. It is mentioned in NCERT, also mentioned in any other book that you will read, because troposphere is indeed a very important layer and lot of weather phenomena is determined in this particular layer. Okay, so how I would answer this question is, I would first define, you know my approach, right? My approach is first define the main concept, then you provide an explanation or points, detailed points on that concept, and then you provide a very short conclusion if required. A lot of times even conclusion is not required. So here first I will define what the troposphere is, what kind of a layer it is in the Earth's atmosphere, and then I will go into how it influences the weather, why it is so important, and then I will show you the diagram also along the way. Okay, so let's start. Normally I would suggest that you can keep a timer with you when you are doing this practice. So you can also, if you have already studied this topic, so you can also do one thing, you can pause this video right now, write this answer, and then come back and compare it with what answer I give you. Of course, it is not, you don't need to write exactly the same answer. It can be in a different format or different way, but the content could be similar, because obviously this question is a static question. There is nothing opinion based or there is nothing specifically different here. Okay, so the troposphere is the lowest layer of Earth's atmosphere extending from the surface to an average altitude of about 8 to 15 kilometers. So here is a definition, the location, that will be sufficient. Now you can show a small diagram of the Earth's atmosphere. So this is how I would draw, like in my UPSC sheet, on the corner if there is space, because you can utilize this space on the corner and you could draw. Okay, so this is Earth. Okay, obviously it is not going to be a very clean diagram. Troposphere, you can show the troposphere here, you can mark it also around 8 to 15 kilometers, and then after that you can show ozone layer here, then you have the stratosphere, So this way what happens is the examiner gets an idea that okay, you are aware of the layers, mesosphere. Then after that you have the common line, but you don't need to, if you don't remember that, you don't need to put that, the common line, thermosphere. Okay, and then you can put the exosphere. Okay. So this way a very basic diagram really helps how troposphere influences weather. Okay. So how does it influence the weather? Number one, obviously as the height increases here, the temperature decreases. So temperature decreases as we go higher in altitude in the troposphere. Important influence for weather patterns. Okay. So vertical temperature, gradient. So because if you are higher on the land mass, obviously then the temperature is lower, and as the sun provides heat, then it is radiated back into the atmosphere, but it is decreasing here. Then there is a presence of the convection currents in this particular layer, which are important for determining weather. So warm air at Earth's surface rises through to the troposphere, carrying moisture. As it rises up, and then it cools and expands, causing moisture to condense and form clouds. So the clouds are there in this particular layer of the atmosphere, because as the warm air is rising up, it gets cooled because of the temperature, which I told in the point. These are central to various weather patterns on Earth. Okay. Then of course this also leads to your precipitation. Most of rain, snow, and hail, and also storms occur in this layer of the Earth, the atmosphere, not Earth, atmosphere. Okay, because of this cloud formation process. Then weather systems like high and low area pressure, cyclones, etc., anticyclones are also formed, and they move in troposphere. Various cyclones, anticyclones, high and low pressure, air systems are formed and move in troposphere, air masses. So air masses and fronts are actually a very important topic of geography, so you should do it. Mixing of air masses takes place in troposphere, and also weather fronts are formed here. Okay. Now I think these many points are enough. If you have any other interesting points, you can write. From my knowledge, I have given you these points. Now you can just finish it with a small conclusion. Hence, the troposphere plays a critical role in Earth's weather systems. Okay, and you can summarize some of these points, or you can just leave it at that. So I hope this particular video will help you to get an idea about how you can use a diagram to get those extra 1 or 2 points. You can write something seemingly complicated in a very simple way by using the keywords if you have the understanding of the topic, and by just explaining it in very short points, like I said, in 2-3 lines, not more than 20 words each. All right, hope you have liked this video. If you have any comments, questions, any suggestions, please let me know. Take care, and see you soon again on this weekend. Bye.